What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So today we're going to take a look at some of the polls. We're going to see how you guys feel about what's going on in Washington, D.C. But first off, on this channel, we talk about financial news and more. If that sounds like something interesting to you, please subscribe to the channel and hit that little bell notification. That way you'll get notified anytime we put out a video. And like always, if you see my name and a picture of me in the comment section, make sure you see a check mark next to my name. That check mark signifies that it's me. If you do not see that check mark, it's not me. It's someone trying to impersonate me. Okay, so before we show the polls, I do want to talk a little bit about this. I wanted to put out 3 polls a day, but it looks like after the first couple of polls, that will get people will come in and they'll participate in the polls. YouTube will promote those. But that third one, YouTube usually doesn't promote it. And so the numbers are really, really different. And so because of that, I want to make sure that YouTube is promoting it and people are seeing the polls. So I'm only going to do 1, maybe 2 per day. And let me show you guys what I'm talking about here. So we can take a look at the recent polls. Now, this is interesting because if you look at this one, and I posted this one 2 days ago, this was, and we already talked about this one, so we won't talk about it again. But if you look at the number here, you have 177 people participated in this poll. Okay, now that's good. That's a good number. But look at the rest of the polls that I posted. We have 2,400 here. We have 1,900 here. We have 1,700 there, 1,500 here. So you see, generally, I'm getting anywhere between 1,500, 2,000, just depending on what the topic is. And so for whatever reason, that poll that I posted, this one did not get promoted the same way. Okay. Now you might be thinking, well, that was the last poll. That's why. Well, no, it wasn't the last poll. I had some other polls here that we're going to talk about today. You see, this one already got 2,100 people participating in the poll. Okay. And that's just votes. That's not how many people actually saw the poll. That's just the votes. So let's go ahead and take a look at the current polls here. Okay. So let's go ahead and take a look at these polls here. So the first one here is what makes you most likely to get out and vote in an election? What motivates you? What motivates you to vote? Okay. Lack of Congress getting things done. That's the first one there. That's 52%. Okay. So the fact that Congress isn't doing anything, that really motivates people to get out and vote. And that's a good thing. And that's what we should be watching. Is Congress doing anything? If they're not doing anything, they need to go. They need to go. And the next one here is no stimulus checks, no vote. I just put that on there. I've heard that a lot in the comment section. People will put that if there's no stimulus check, I'm not going to vote. And I'm not saying no vote. Actually, I should have clarified that. I don't mean no vote. I mean, don't vote for that person. Maybe I should have put it that way. But anyway, that's 28% there. And then we have 20%. And that is, I will not be voting because it does not make a difference. Now, this does bother me. I am going to say that because, and that's 20%. 20% of the people said that they're just not going to vote because it doesn't make a difference. I beg to differ. I think when it comes to voting, it does make a difference. And we need to have politicians understand that we are willing to vote against them if they don't have our best interests at heart. So this part of the poll here, yes, that is troubling. We need to be in a situation where we come together, especially when it comes to stuff that we want. We come together, and if politicians do not want to vote a certain way on bills, then we vote them out. Okay, businesses do it all the time. They might not, I mean, a business can't vote, but a business has money and they show their support for different candidates by giving them money. And so we can show our support for different candidates by voting them in or voting them out. The big thing is when it comes down to this is we have to be able to unite. And one good thing, YouTube allows us to talk about these issues. And that's why I like talking about the issues, because we'll know about how politicians feel about things. Because when we're looking at situations like Senator Manchin, a lot of people probably didn't even know who Senator Manchin was before we started talking about these stimulus packages and his opposition to different things. A lot of people probably, they tuned out. They didn't even care about Senator Manchin, but now they know because we talk about it a lot on this channel. We talk about Senator Sinema. We talk about Mitch McConnell and all the other politicians that are out there. Some of these politicians are just pausing or are stonewalling and not wanting to move forward with these different bills. Now you guys know about that, and you might not be in their jurisdiction. You might not be live in Kentucky, or you might not live in West Virginia, but I can guarantee you can talk to some of the people and some of your friends who do live in Kentucky and let them know, look, this is how your senator feels about these certain things. Or in West Virginia, the same thing. This is how your senator feels about these different things. And it affects all of us if we're looking at one holdout that doesn't want to move forward, and it's causing a problem because they can't move forward with Build Back Better or some of these other bills because of one senator. So it's very important that we focus on the politicians that aren't doing their job. And if they're not doing their job, we vote those politicians out. Now, unfortunately, Senator Manchin is not running for re-election in 2022. Okay, so he doesn't have to run until 2024. So we'll have to encourage West Virginians in 2024 to vote against Senator Manchin. Okay, let's go ahead and continue here. All right, so the next poll here, and this poll got 2,100 votes. And the poll is, what actions by a political candidate will win your vote in upcoming elections? Okay. Now, I like to put these out just to kind of see what you guys are interested in when it comes to future elections. Of course, I put stimulus checks, and yeah, you see the outcome. Now, that should tell politicians, look, you should strongly consider stimulus checks now, because that could potentially help you win re-election. And so, I mean, support for more stimulus from American people, 74%. It's overwhelming, right? Support for less government spending. Okay, you have 7% of people saying this. And that's interesting. You will hear politicians a lot talk about we need to spend less. We need to spend less. And only 7% and I'll say 7% of the people who watch my channel. So let's go ahead and move here. Support for Medicare and Social Security reform, 19%. This, I'm hoping, gets more people or get interested in this, because this is something else that I think is very, very crucial. Support for Medicare and Social Security reform needs to happen. We need to see Medicare expansion. We need to see them focus on Social Security, because at some point, 2032, 2034, 2033, they throw out all these different years, but sometime around there, the trust fund will run out of money, which means that people receiving Social Security, they're going to get a reduction of it could be up to what, 20, I think 20% is what they're talking about right now, but it could be even more as we get closer to that time frame. So something needs to happen. They need to reform Social Security. Okay, let's move on to the next one here. Do you feel comfortable discussing politics with friends, family, and coworkers? This is interesting, right? 1,600 people participated in this poll, and the outcome was yes, 33%. Okay. No, they don't feel comfortable. 55% of people say they don't feel comfortable discussing this with their friends, family, and coworkers. Very interesting. When it comes to politics, it's like politics and religion, right? Those are two things that are really people feel uncomfortable talking about. And when it comes to discussing politics, I think we would realize if we really started talking that we're kind of the same. I mean, we want the same outcome. Now, there are different ways that we think it should happen, but we want the same outcome. We want our economy to be strong. We want a job. We want to be safe in this environment. We want to be protected when it comes to different things that happen, like these viruses and all this stuff. So we want the same things. It's just how to get there. And it's unfortunate because we have two strong political parties that work against each other. And because they work against each other, we're the ones that suffer in the long run. And so at some point, I think we should be more comfortable talking about politics. And another thing that's unfortunate, when we're looking at political parties, they're going to play us against each other. And the minute that you hear I'm a Democrat, they're automatically going to assume things about you. The minute you hear that they're a Republican, they're automatically going to assume things about you. You have cable news networks that play off that. And their whole viewership is one way, either conservative or more liberal. I mean, when we look at this whole framework, it's just crazy. And so at some point, we do need to get to a point where we're comfortable enough to talk about politics, but we haven't gotten there yet. We definitely haven't gotten there yet. And right now, you see the viewers on this channel, they're uncomfortable talking about this to even their family members, which is crazy. Okay, only minor issues, so I just put that in there. So there, I mean, when it comes to, yeah, there's some issues that are really, really hot button issues, and people have, they really don't want to talk about those. But if it's something minor, they're okay talking about that. Okay, so that was the last poll. I just wanted to go over those with you guys and just talk a little bit about them. I will be putting out at least one poll every day, so make sure you go over there, participate in the poll. It does help me. It helps me know what you guys are interested in. It helps me know where you are when it comes to certain situations and certain things that we're talking about. So please participate in those polls. If you guys have any questions, post them down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one.